So today, because it is a week later, I wanted to do a quick little Q&A about the album. Um, so I looked up some questions, and so we're just gonna get right into it, and yeah, let's talk about it out. And if you have any questions about music, about production, about anything in particular, if there's a song, I would love to hear if you guys have a song that has somehow become an earworm on the album. Um, we're listening to it now as we're chatting, and so if there's anything there that you're just like, oh, that resonates with me for some reason, like just let me know. I really appreciate that. Mysticism has been described as a rich tapestry of sound. What was the central vibe or narrative you were trying to capture with the album compared to Turn to Stone? Um, so looking back at my last album, Turn to Stone, and comparing it to Mysticism are worlds apart. Um, Turn to Stone was a album that I was working on two separate albums at the same time. One was my piano music for my solo art, and then the other one was PostOmnis. And so I think the real grounding of like Turn to Stone to Mysticism is there's the old, and then there's like the new, almost like spirit in the music, you know. And I think like capturing that like visually on the album, like for example, I visited Majorca, Spain, and in one of the castles I happened to visit, which I always thought, like, you know what, it can't be that expensive to own a castle, like just a dilapidated castle, and like, I don't know, upscale it, like, you know, renovate it and things like that, like pull a straight up Enya move with my 8 cats and just live in a castle. And I thought to myself, like, that'd be so cool. And then I thought that I actually visited a castle in Spain, and I was like, oh, it's too damn drafty in here. Like, I haven't even made it to the dungeons where the skeletons are at. I don't even want to live here. um, so in one of the rooms was a picture of Medusa, and I thought to myself, like, what a beautiful piece of art. Like, you know, we see pictures of Medusa and things like that, and we're like, oh, it's just a picture of Medusa, right? Actually seeing a piece of art that had like the snake coils for the hair and all the things was so beautiful to see, and I was just like, well, no wonder she was so beautiful, or considered so beautiful for her time. And so I took a photograph of her face, and continued on with the rest of my life. And so by the time I got back to the States, I was going through some pictures, and I was like still drawn back to Medusa. And we were collaborating with Michael Mitchell for the 2 songs that he sang on. I was collaborating with Melismus. I was collaborating with CBW. I don't remember if I outreached to anybody else, but I might have. It was also lockdown, so we had a lot of time on our hands. The old world inspirations of the Mediterranean, of the Middle East, visiting spots like Oman, and Bahrain, and you know, just exploring the world as one does. I think that's what characterized the vibe of Turn to Stone, aside from like heartache and hope and stuff like that. And I think with like Mysticism, it was sonically more grounded in like the exploration of sound at home, you know, by the time we, like, you know, years, many years later. and that's always been like a hard thing for me as a person is staying in one place. My whole life has been move, 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 move. So, um, like this is the longest I've ever stayed in a particular area, and I've already started kind of getting a little scratch. um, but yeah, like it's been. I think that's like the central vibe is sharing your truth in mysticism, exploring your truth in mysticism. Um, and I think that that's like the secret seasoning, one of the secret seasonings that came into this album.